Hello everyone, welcome to Cellopedia, this is Maxim. Well, I don't think this etude by Popper number 11 actually belongs to 15 easy studies. If you actually played Allegro molto vivace, which is extremely fast tempo, and you follow original bowings with at least 24 notes per bow, then it's more intermediate than beginner's level. However, I don't think you should be afraid of working on this etude, even if you haven't reached intermediate level yet. There is so much you can learn working on this etude. You can change bowings and play 3 notes per bow. Actually, I will do it for you at the end of the lesson. And some spots you can even play 1 note per bow. Let me share with you few tips how to work on this etude. It is extremely important to work on your proper bow hold and flexibility of your right hand wrist. For example, the second measure of the third line. Here, within the measure, you have to make number of string crossings. And you have to go from the A string to G and back to A. Let's play it 1 note per bow. You have to make sure that your wrist does most of the work. Don't follow with your elbow to every string crossing. You are going to play only 1 note on the G string. And if you actually lower your elbow when you go to the G string and then try to lift it right away, you will not succeed. You will never have a smooth string crossing. Keep your elbow in D string position. And when you try to reach G string, you will just lower your wrist without actually lowering your elbow. It's quite hard to get. But just make sure that you are paying attention. You are always curious what is going on with your elbow. And if you do a lot of that, most likely you have to make adjustment to your right hand technique. A lot of students are confused about length of the 8th notes. For instance, the last note of the first measure of the second line. This 8th note is worth of 3 16th notes before that. Why? Because those 16th notes are actually triplet notes. So you play 3 16th notes per 8th note. The proper counting for this measure will be 1 and 2 and 1. When you feel ready to play with original bowings, make sure that you pay attention to bow distribution. If you forget about this, chances are that you will spend a lot of the bow for the first 6 or 12 notes. And then you will have little bow to use for the rest of the slur. So it might look like this. Even if you manage to play all the notes, most of them at the tip of the bow, you will hear that sound quality will not be as good as you would like it to be. I always try to use as little bow as possible for the first few notes. This way I feel I'm saving extra bow. And it feels so great to have this little extra when you have to play so many notes. And that works when you start down bow and for the following bow stroke up bow. Don't hesitate to work on this etude one note per bow. Keep the bow on the string, play well-connected détaché, and your tempo probably will be something like that. If you enjoyed working on this etude, I recorded the second cello part for Cellopedia supporters on Patreon. If you can support Cellopedia, please click on the link in the description. You will get a lot of extra videos. That will be my way to say thank you. And now I will play for you this etude in tempo 8th note 60. That means you will play 3 triplet 16th notes for each 8th note. I enjoyed working on this etude. I'm sure you did too. Let's keep working together. Please come back for more cello music and for more lessons. See you soon!